had always felt like there was a missing piece in his life, a quiet emptiness he could never explain, and it wasn't until the rainy afternoon when he wandered into the dusty attic of his childhood home that he stumbled upon an old wooden box, its edges worn and lock rusted, and inside it, carefully wrapped in yellowed tissue paper, was a photograph that made his heart stop. It was him, or rather, a younger version of himself, smiling in front of a house he didn't recognize, dressed in clothes that seemed strangely familiar yet decades out of place, and as he held the photograph, memories he didn't know he had begun flooding back. Flashes of laughter in a sunlit garden, the smell of freshly baked bread, and a small hand reaching for his in a way that felt achingly intimate, yet no one alive remembered these moments, and the more he stared at the picture, the more he realized that it was taken at a time he could not have been there. 50 years ago, and the shock twisted deep into his chest because on the back of the photograph, in delicate handwriting, was a note. To my dearest, until we meet again, and that simple line unleashed a torrent of questions he had spent his life trying to ignore, because he had always felt a connection he couldn't name, a longing he had buried under work, friends, and routine, and now it seemed to have a face, a time, a truth he was unprepared to face, and over the following weeks, he became obsessed, retracing the streets in the photo, knocking on doors, speaking to neighbors who had lived there decades ago, and everyone either shrugged or shook their heads, insisting there was no record of anyone matching the people in his memories, yet his heart refused to accept that this was a dream or a trick of the mind, because the emotions were too real, the warmth of that unknown hand in his memory too vivid, and late one night, as thunder rolled across the city, he uncovered a faded newspaper clipping hidden in the attic floorboards, a small article about a family that had lived in that house 50 years ago, a young boy and his sister, and something deep inside him recognized the sister's eyes, and he finally understood. The boy in the photo wasn't him, but his twin, a brother he had never known existed, taken from him at birth due to circumstances his parents had refused to talk about, and tears blurred his vision as he realized the depth of the life he had missed, the bond he had unknowingly longed for, and in the following days, he discovered letters hidden in the same box, letters written to him by his mother, letters that told a story of sacrifice, heartbreak, and a family torn apart by tragedy, letters that explained that his twin had lived a different life, one filled with hardships but also with love, and that they had always been connected in ways words could not capture, and as he read each letter, he felt both sorrow and relief, sorrow for the years lost, relief that the love had always been there, even if separated by fate, and driven by a newfound determination, he traced the last known addresses of his twin, spoke to people who had known him, piecing together a life that ran parallel to his own, and the emotional weight of every discovery pulled at him, sometimes overwhelming him with grief, sometimes filling him with moments of joy as he saw his twin's laughter captured in photographs, a mirror to what could have been, and after months of searching, he found her. His twin's daughter, a woman with the same gentle eyes and warm smile that seemed to echo across time, and when she saw him, recognition and disbelief danced across her face, because he carried the same essence, the same presence that her father had, and in that moment, the past collided with the present, bringing tears, apologies, stories, and love all at once, and they spent hours sharing memories, some reconstructed from imagination, some drawn from fragments of letters and photographs, and the heartbreak of lost years mingled with the bittersweet joy of finally connecting, and as days turned into weeks, he realized that the photograph had not only been a key to uncovering the past but also a bridge to building a new future, one where love, even if delayed, could heal wounds that had festered silently for decades, and sitting by the fireplace one evening, holding his niece's hand, feeling the warmth that had been missing from his life for so long, he understood that family was more than bloodlines, it was connection, memory, and the courage to reach across time and pain to find one another, and though the tears came often, they were now accompanied by laughter, by stories shared over cups of tea, by quiet moments of understanding that spoke louder than any words could, and every night, he placed the photograph on the mantel, a reminder of the journey, of the love lost and found, of the brother he never knew, of the life he almost never lived, and sometimes he would whisper a simple thank you to the universe for letting him find it, for letting him find them, and as he drifted to sleep, he held on to the hope that even the deepest heartbreak could lead to the most profound love, and that the photograph, once just an image frozen in time, had become a testament to resilience, connection, and the beauty of discovering the pieces of your heart you didn't even know were missing.